This is an SWX Nonstop Local Sports presentation, the Montana Sports Series, powered by Billings Clinic and Logan Health. SWX Frontier Conference College Football starts right now.
From Nelson Stadium on the campus of Carroll College, this is college football on SWX. This afternoon, the Western Division title is on the line as number 8 Carroll College welcomes in the Yotes of the College of Idaho, ranked 15th in the country. Hi again, everyone. I'm Chris Byers, along with former Rocky Mountain College defensive back Tyson Byers. And Tyson, you played for and won a couple of Frontier Conference championships with your team. Now tell me, as a player, these guys have been through spring football. They've been through the summer. They've been through a long season. What's it mean to play a game like today?
Everything means a lot for today. And, you know, being a player and you're getting into this sort of circumstance, you're paying attention to your keys, you're watching a little bit more film, and the intensity of practice this week, I would say, is ultimate high.
All right, let's look at College of Idaho, and they get it done on the ground. Riley Byington has been sensational, one of the top rushers in the Frontier.
Byington is second in the league behind Johnson out of Montana Tech. He averages 5 yards a carry. He's a great back. He has good vision. He's a one-cut player. And I tell you, once he gets out into the secondary, he's going to break away from a lot of defenders.
Carroll College, well, how about their tight end Carson Ochoa? What a game he had last week, earning Player of the Week honors.
Yeah, Player of the Week honors. He had 4 touchdowns last week. He's a big tight end, and he's a versatile tight end, which means that he can set up. He's a great blocking tight end. Not only that, but watching him today, because he'll go ahead, he'll chip a defensive end, and then he'll release out into the secondary, and that's when he's going to become dangerous.
Well, this should be some kind of football game. The Western Division title is on the line, and with that, a spot in the NAIA playoffs, an automatic bid. Sit back, settle in. We got a great one for you straight ahead on SWX. Going to do the All right, let's turn to the keys of the game. Today brought to you by Butte Auto. Easy to find off I-90 at the Harrison Avenue exit in Butte. Find your next ride at Butte Auto. Well, moments away from the start of this afternoon's game here in Helena as Carroll College welcomes in the College of Idaho. And Tyson, let's take a look at the keys to the game. Again, brought to you by Butte Auto. Let's start with the College of Idaho.
Well, with College of Idaho, First, they have the number one defense. That's going to be super key to this game against Carroll's offense. Ground and pound. Work the ball, work the clock, control the clock. You don't want to keep the ball out of Carroll's hands. For Carroll, the O-line needs to step up, especially against that number one defense. They got to maintain their blocks up front. Protect your quarterback is the main key, pretty much for any game. And then the linebackers for Carroll, they need to be able to stop the run of Idaho.
Yeah, absolutely contrasting styles between these two teams. It sets up nicely for a great matchup, of course. The College of Idaho has the number 1 ranked defense in the Frontier Conference. Carroll College has the number 3 ranked offense. So there you go. In a matchup of contrasting styles, College of Idaho likes to control the game on the ground with Byington. Carroll College will mix it up, throw the ball around. Caden Hewitt has really emerged as an outstanding quarterback in the Frontier Conference. Tyson, he just seems to get better and better each and every week. Now, we talked about the importance of this game. Obviously, the winner is going to wrap up the West. That means you get the automatic bid to the NAI National Tournament. That's big. For the loser, well, because both teams are nationally ranked, definitely the loser of this still very much in play for an at-large. We'll have to see what happens on the final 2 weeks of the regular season. Let's take a look at the Western Division standings now going into this afternoon's game, and you see that it's College of Idaho and Carroll College tied at the top with perfect records of 4-0, 7-1 overall, and then of course, the national rankings come into play as well. So you couldn't ask for a better matchup there, as these two teams in the West will play for that automatic bid this afternoon.
And you take a look at the University of Missoula there, Western. Don't count them out yet. We could possibly get 4 teams out of the Frontier that go into the national playoffs.
That's right. So you have these two here, Montana Tech in control in the East. We talked to Dr. Scott Crawford, the commissioner of the Frontier Conference, earlier this week. He sees a possibility, as you said, Tyson, of perhaps 4 teams getting into the NAI postseason tournament. 3 looks likely, but we'll see if Montana Western might be that number 4 team that sneaks in. But still much to be decided on the final 2 weeks of the regular season. Got to tell you, we've got an absolute beautiful afternoon here in Helena, the capital city. Plenty of sunshine, cool temperatures, great day for football. As we take a quick check at the Eastern Division standings, we talked about Montana Tech. They are currently the 5th-ranked team in the nation among NAI schools, and in control there. The matchup with Rocky Mountain College last week, the battle for first place. The Orediggers won in Billings. Dakota State, don't count them out just yet. Dakota State receiving votes. They stand at 3-1, and will have something to say as well. So the College of Idaho will kick to Carroll to start things off this afternoon, as we are about ready to go in this battle for first place in the West Division standings. Kick is high and deep. Sullivan backed into the end zone, will let it go. And Carroll College will take over on their first possession to start things off this afternoon. And already things a little chippy on that kickoff as officials jump in there and separate quickly.
It's just the intensity of the game. I mean, you want to set a tone, and so, yeah, there's going to be a little extra pushing. There's going to be a little extra hitting. I would love to have a mic down there and just to hear what they have to say between the plays.
We probably don't want to have that mic down there.
There'd be a lot of bleeps going on.
I'm afraid so. So here we go. Saints with the football to start the game. First down. Decked out in those gorgeous gold helmets this afternoon.
Yeah, that was the first thing that I recognized, and you cannot miss a Carroll player down there.
No, when they came out on the field this afternoon, it was something to watch. All right, Saints with Caden Hewitt, the quarterback keeper all the way, and he is wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage, and no gain on the play. Nice job defensively by Mason Michelle, the defensive end, to make the stop.
Now, College of Idaho, they run a 4-2-5. They have 4 down linemen, and their down linemen are extremely tough up front. It's going to take a lot of work for that offensive line of Carroll to push those guys around.
So no gain on the play, 2nd and 10. Hewitt fires out there, incomplete. Intended for Gavin Vandenaker, and that sets up 3rd down.
Now, going back to that College of Idaho defense, they'll have 4 down linemen. They'll have 2 linebackers. One linebacker is going to sit in the middle, and his main key is going to be the quarterback to the running back. And so he's going to fill the gap when that has to happen. But then you're going to have 5 defensive backs you're going to see at times lined up straight across from one another, and one of those will step up to fill the middle zone where the linebacker left.
All right, 3rd down for Hewitt, straight drop. Looks, still looking, now rolls out to his left, finally fires out there, and that is going to be incomplete. Tried to throw away from the defenders. Chulkin, the intended receiver, incomplete pass, brings up 4th down, and the Saints 3 and out to start this one.
Well, he had good pressure from the D lineman, Jacob Sission, and he gave great pressure. Hewitt was able to roll out, give him a little bit of time, but there just wasn't enough for him to set up and get the ball up in the air.
Klaus just gets this one away. Fair catch signaled for and made by Corbin Freeze. And that's where the College of Idaho will take over for their first possession of the game, and they've got good field position from the 37.
And the one thing that you always try to emphasize, especially when you're a defense, is you want to set a tone for the game. And as of right now, College of Idaho really set that tone for them defensively, getting the ball out of Carroll's hands, getting the punt, and getting the ball into your own offense. And now we'll just have to see what College of Idaho comes up to. And most of the time they come out into 11 personnel where you have 1 tight end and 1 running back, and then the rest are your wide receivers.
All right, they go fake to Byington, quarterback keeper by Caden Young. And Young with a nice run from the quarterback position all the way up to the 48-yard line.
And that was a great play call for the fact, what's your key for Carroll's defense? Well, they're going to be keying Byington, so you fake that, you do a quarterback sneak, sweep, and everyone's biting one way while the quarterback's going the other.
Young has thrown for over 1,400 yards this year with 14 touchdowns. Carroll's defense shows pressure, and Byington straight up the middle in Carroll territory to the 45-yard line. Gain of 7, 2nd and 3.
And there was nothing special about that play. It was just a quick dive. He got the ball right, what I call the 3 gap, okay, between that of your guard and tackle. They had great separation there. Nice running alley for Byington to get up the field.
Byington, 579 yards rushing on the ground, second only to Wykees Johnson in the Frontier Conference. As we mentioned, 5 yards per carry every time he touches the football. Young on the quarterback draw, and this time he's going to be met right at the line of scrimmage and driven back. Nice play by the inside of that Carroll College defense.
And Carroll brought 2 blitzers that time. They had the middle linebacker, and then they had a safety that came up. So you had the blitz from the middle linebacker up the middle, and then you had the outside blitz by the safety. You had Young trying to look for running room. The collapse, all the gaps collapsed down. He had nowhere to go.
Nice play by Danavian Ali, who makes the stop. So, 3rd now and 5 from the 47 of Carroll. Saints show pressure straight up the middle. Here it comes. Young drifts away from it. Incomplete pass intended for Freeze. And a nice job defensively for Carroll, as that'll bring up 4th down. Julio back there in coverage for Carroll. And a good job with that pressure straight up the middle, forcing Young to his left. And now the Yotes look like they'll punt this one away.
Well, Carroll dialed up a great blitz package. They had a middle linebacker coming up. We had a twist. You had a middle linebacker going one way. You had the outside linebacker coming another. But they also brought the strong safety off the edge. So they brought 3 guys just in that play.
And Sullivan will let this one hit, and it does reach the end zone. So each team has had a possession. No score here early in the first quarter. 11:58 to play in the first. Carroll College with the football when we come back. This Montana Sports Series presentation of Frontier Conference Football is made possible in part by the Billings Clinic. Billings Clinic, trust and be trusted. Strive for excellence serving Montana, Wyoming, and the Dakotas. Well, each team has had the football once, and each team has punted it away. So, like a couple of heavyweights kind of feeling each other out here early in the first quarter.
Well, yeah, both defenses are setting the tone. I think maybe there's a little bit of nervousness on the offense so far, especially when it comes to pass protection and throwing the ball, but they'll settle down.
Here's Hewitt, rolls to his right, fires out there to Vandenaker, who makes the catch, falls forward, is close to a first down. They're going to mark him at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Jorgensen on the coverage there. He got beat to the outside, but was able to recover and push Vandenaker out of bounds for first down.
Vandenaker, 24 catches, averaging 12 yards per catch and 4 touchdowns coming into this one. First down from the 30, the initial first down of the game for Carroll. And this time, not much doing. They stay on the ground. But that time, the Yotes bowing up on defense, make a nice play. Jacob Sisson comes in from his defensive line position to make the stop, the junior out of Carlsbad, California.
And that front for College of Idaho, they are fantastic. They play technique very well. They're very disciplined in their gap control. That's going to make it very hard for Carroll in their run game.
No gain, 2nd and 10 from the 30. Hewitt looks, now throws out here for Akulchin, incomplete. Akulchin covered nicely, and a good job defensively by Deshaun Swafford, who had him locked up in single coverage.
Swafford had great coverage. He played on the inside hip, didn't allow any separation. Seems like a quick kid being able to cover those wideouts. Good coverage. There was a little bit of hand play, but not enough to warrant any sort of flag.
Akulchin, their big play receiver, 43 catches, tops on the team, 6 touchdowns. Tried to hook up there. Incomplete pass, 3rd and 10 from the 30. As the Saints face the number 1 defense in the Frontier. Hewitt rolls out of trouble, intended for Ochoa, incomplete 4th down.
And again, that defensive front, they're only bringing 4 guys, and that's just enough to put pressure on Hewitt to get him out rolling a little bit. And again, College of Idaho was dropping 6 guys back into coverage, so there wasn't anywhere really to throw the ball.
Nick Klaus in to do the punting, standing inside his 20. Drives freeze back to his 25-yard line. Fair catch signal for and made. So back and forth we go, and now the College of Idaho will come out for the second time on offense this afternoon. 10:29 to play in quarter number 1. The Yotes with the football when we return. Food for the SWX crew was provided locally by the Breakfast Club, 1500 Prospect Avenue in Helena. The Breakfast Club, breakfast so big you won't need lunch. So you were working that breakfast burrito over pretty good. First down, and here come the Yotes, and a leap into the line there as Mary Arrow, wide receiver, gets the football and picks up, I'll call it 4 on the play, 2nd and 6.
Yeah, just an end around, trying to break them out into the open. Got a couple of yards, as we can see here. Got a couple of yards. I do not know why running backs and wide receivers think they have to jump when they get hit.
Well, he did, and he got 4 on it, so 2nd and 6 on the end around. Now quick pass out into the flat, but a great job defensively by Elijah Larson, the defensive back. Redshirt senior from Sandpoint, Idaho, completely stoned that play. Nothing doing.
Yeah, he read it immediately. As soon as you see one of those receivers coming out into stock block, you know immediately that it's going to be a quick pass, screen. And so he was able to get through the stock block, get upfield. Great read by that young man to get the tackle.
So 3rd and 8 now from the 28. Empty backfield. Lots of time. Now Young feeling pressure. Going to be wrapped up. Still stays on his feet. And throws this one towards the sideline, but out of bounds. And that'll be an incomplete pass. So once again, Carroll College, good job defensively, forcing the Yotes to punt this one away.
And that was the D lineman, number 91, Forrest Suero.
Yep.
And he got great pressure on the quarterback, had him wrapped up, wasn't able to bring him down, but enough pressure in order to allow the rest of the team to get in pursuit, to get to the ball, and force an incomplete.
Saints should come away with great field position. And Sullivan makes the catch at the 35, stays on his feet, still with the football now to the 40. Sullivan to the 30, the 25, the 20, stays on his feet to the 10, 5, touchdown Carroll College. Wow, what a play by Connor Sullivan. If it holds up, when he caught the ball, it looked like he might have been down, but play was never blown dead, and he is into the end zone.
Well, initially, if there's any question about it, the refs will let it play out. And then if there's any sort of challenge on the review of the play, then they can go back to it, call the ball back. But again, that is why Connor Sullivan was Player of the Week last week. Here's the review.
Now we got to take a look at it. This will be interesting. From where we are, thought maybe he called for the fair catch, which he did not.
Yeah, no.
Did not signal for the fair catch. But the question now, and we're going to see it again, is he down?
It's that left knee. We want to check to see if that left knee touched or just bounced right off the ground real quick. And that back judge really didn't have good vision of that because there's so much going on in front of him that it was a good thing just not to blow the whistle, let the play play out, and then go to review to check it out.
Okay, so they are.
But it's going to go towards Carroll.
It is going to be looked at as they'll take a peek under the tent. You talked about Connor Sullivan last week in their win. Special Teams Player of the Week, 8 punt returns for 233 yards, including a 50-yard punt return.
Now, from what I saw there, the glimpse that his forearm went down on the ground. So it wasn't necessarily his knee, but once that forearm goes to the ground, that is called a down play. It has to be a knee or an elbow. And as of right now, just checking the glimpse, if we could go back to that replay again and just look at the ball side, the right elbow right there. So he was down.
Carroll is signaling touchdown, and we'll see what the call is. Now, this is a big play early in quarter number 1.
Now, if you're the head coach for College of Idaho, you have a pretty good case here.
And it is indeed. They're going to get the call. Touchdown. So they signal touchdown. So the play stands. Connor Sullivan takes it to the house for 6, and Carroll College strikes first at 8:46 to play here in the first quarter.
Well, so now I'm 0 for 1. That is why I never went to officiating school or wear stripes. But, hey, it was a good job by the officials to be able to take a second look, because plays like that could make change the course of the game.
So on for the extra point now is Klaus. And Sullivan, who scored the touchdown, will hold. High snap, but Sullivan with a great job to put it down. Klaus puts it through. So Carroll College strikes first here in Helena on the punt return by Connor Sullivan. 8:46 to play in the first. Carroll College leads by a touchdown. Welcome back to Nelson Stadium here in Helena this afternoon. The Saints with the early 7-0 lead as the College of Idaho will get the football back here. Let's take a look at the coaching matchups today. Mike Morawski, now in his 12th season with the College of Idaho, and of course Troy Purcell from Carroll College. Both have had great success. Morawski 77 wins with 5 playoff appearances. Troy Purcell, though, leads in the head-to-head 6-3, and both different backgrounds for sure in this. Morawski played pretty much his entire career playing at the college level and coaching at the college level. Went on to play in the NFL, where Troy Purcell spent a lot of time in the high school ranks with Bozeman and, of course, here at Carroll College now. So both highly successful and both looking towards the NAIA postseason.
Well, both of them are doing something right. And, again, it always starts from the head coach down, and it says volumes to who they bring on their coaching staff.
Kick into the back of the end zone, so College of Idaho back with the football in a 7-0 game. You know, when you're playing a team like the Yotes that has the best defense in the Frontier Conference, they only give up 14 points a game. So it's bonus when you can get a special team score like Carroll did there on the Sullivan punt return for 6. Those are the kind of plays that can attack a team that prides itself on playing defense. And we take a look at the defense for Carroll College, pretty solid as well. Denavian Ali, Forrest Suero there in the middle, and of course Brett Tomasini. And a very aggressive defensive backfield as well. So first down from the 25. Saints show pressure up the middle. Byington runs away from it. And Byington up to the 28-yard line. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
And that's where I was talking with Byington. He's got great vision. He was able to see that blitz coming up through the play side gap, preferably the one he was going to run to, and was able to cut it to the outside to get a couple extra yards.
So second down for College of Idaho. Down a touchdown here early in the first quarter. And they'll stay right with Byington again, who drags Henry Gross with him. Good gain, close to a first down. They'll mark him a yard short at the 34, so 3rd and 1.
And that was one of the questions that I had that on that first series. They gave him the ball once. He got great yardage, that 5 yards a carry, and then they went right to the passing game. This is where we're talking about let's ground and pound it. Let's give it to Byington, let him work his magic, and then set up for the pass.
So 3rd and 1 from the 34. And indeed, Byington gets the call and up over the 35 to the 38 and a first down for the Yotes. Last meeting between these two came back last year on October the 26th at Simplot Stadium over at Idaho. Carroll won that game 43-29. It's so interesting, Tyson, to see what's going to happen in the last 2 weeks of the season. And obviously this game right here decides the West, and Montana Tech in control over in the East. But then all the discussion starts about the strength of the Frontier Conference, how many teams may or may not get in. This time Byington is going to be wrapped up, hit at the line of scrimmage, falls forward to the 42. Really a nice job of running as he made something out of nothing. Picked up 4 on the play, 2nd and 6.
And again, keep giving him the ball. Keep feeding him the ball, because sooner or later you're going to start getting those linebackers and defensive backs stepping up instead of going back, and then that's going to open up some room for the wide receivers and for Young to throw the ball.
All right, so empty backfield now for Young. Looks left. Now comes back the other way, directing traffic, and he's going to step up inside and positive yardage to the 45. Looked like he was going to be brought down, but picked up 3 on the play, so 3rd and 3.
That was a heads-up play by Torrey Watkins, the tight end, number 80. He saw that Young was going to take off, and he comes up with a good little block there that lets Young get a couple more yards. So good heads-up play by Watkins.
Gross runs him out of bounds. 3rd and 4 from the 34. From the, check that, the 44-yard line. 3rd down play. Here come the Saints with the blitz straight up the middle. Young feels it, fires and complete right at the first down marker. And it looks like he's got enough as he goes to Torrey Watkins, the big tight end. And Watkins picks up the first down. Good job of knowing right where that first down marker was.
Yeah, and so what he ended up doing is he just settles right in the middle of the zone, in which that's when you had number 16, Braden Orlandi, have to come up and cover, and he hit him right there on contact, but just not enough to get the ball loose for an incomplete. It was good hands.
First down from the 49. And they'll stay right on the ground again. Austin Latimer gets the call.
With that last play, Watkins being able to hold on to that ball with Orlandi over his back for that first down.
Picks up 4 on the play, 2nd and 6. And again, nice run straight ahead.
And that was Trey Gibson.
Yep.
Coming in.
Gibson.
Yep, for Byington, but gone back out again. So Byington came back in for the offense. So you're going to be seeing, like I mentioned before, this 11 personnel, 1 running back, 1 tight end. They are using a wing, and the wing normally goes in motion that we saw there, and they'll either chip to block or go out in route.
Byington with a good burst up the middle to the 39 of Carroll. That's a first down. Well, you see the power that Byington has at the initial point of contact. He gets the football, it just slams into that line and picks up the first down and then some.
Henry Gross has to come out. It looks like, he's got some blood, so by rule, any sort of blood on a player, they have to go out, get it bandaged up, covered up, wiped up, whatever, watered down, spray a little water on it. We always said back, maybe they do now, but rub a little dirt on it.
First down from the 39. Nice drive here by the Yotes late in the first quarter. Quarterback keeper Young is met and taken down in the backfield. That's just a great job defensively for Carroll College.
And that was Swerio coming from his D-line position, broke through the gap. He did what we call kind of a swim move through the guard. Okay, broke down on the gap. He got in pursuit onto the hip and was able to get the running back there in the backfield.
So good job by Suero. 2nd and 10, no gain on the play for the College of Idaho. Again, this time it's Young on the quarterback keeper, steps up inside, spins forward, and a nice run down to the 32-yard line, picks up 7, so 3rd and 3. So Young showing the ability to run the ball as well.
But that was a great play just for the fact that, it was kind of a play action, faking the handoff to Byington, and that whole center of that defense collapsed down on him, which left Young open to the outside.
So 3rd and 4 from the 33. Another big third down here for the College of Idaho. They look to extend the drive. Saints show pressure up the middle. Byington met at the line of scrimmage, and he'll be stopped well short of the first down. Picks up maybe 1 on the play, and this is going to set up 4th down.
And that was looked like it was linebacker number 44, that Eli Abbey, came from his linebacker position, had nowhere to go. Actually, we had a group of them there. Had Suero again. Collapsing down. That front's pretty darn good for Carroll.
4th and 3 from the 32. So they will go here on 4th down. Under 2 minutes to play, first quarter. Young looks out here in the flat, got a man wide open at the 25, and a first down for the College of Idaho. So they read that play perfectly, got it out there to Jackson Ames, and the sophomore wide receiver brings in the catch and a first down.
And Ames was just running a 7-yard out, so he went up 7 yards, did a quick out, took his head right back to the quarterback, so he can. And the ball was thrown right on time. Yeah, Dixon Graham, a redshirt senior, in the coverage.
First down from the 22. Byington's got an opening, stays on his feet. Finally brought down inside the 15 to the 12-yard line. And another first down carry.
And this is the kind of series that I was hoping to see there in the first series, where they went 3 and out. But it's right up. We have a little bit of a trap play where you have a guard pulling. Okay, they allow a defensive lineman to come in, a blindside block him, open up a hole for Byington to get up the field. And the linebackers were all over pursuing also, because it was kind of a play action in the middle, and they were over pursued, and he was able to get a lot of yardage.
2nd and 1 for Byington, who's got a first down and a whole lot more. Takes tacklers down to the 5-yard line. And this will set up 1st and goal. So Byington continues to run hard. Gross down there on the bottom of the pile. And Orlandi in there as well. And we've got 1st and goal for the College of Idaho. 30 seconds to go here in quarter number 1.
This offensive line of College of Idaho, 280, 285, 295, 315. That is a load up front. And it's going to take Carroll a lot of effort and a lot of filling and help by those linebackers to fill the gaps, especially on Byington.
This time they've got Byington in the Wildcat on a direct snap. Byington reads the defense, hits up into the line of scrimmage, and a good job defensively that time. Suero again with the stop. So we played 15 minutes of football here at Nelson Stadium in Helena. Carroll leads 7-0, but the College of Idaho knocking on the door when we come back. Welcome back to Nelson Stadium here in Helena, and we wanted to let you know that a young Montana Tech football player, Kellen Kimple, was severely injured in a automobile accident last week. Now, he was life-flighted to the University of Utah Hospital, and head coach Kyle Sampson has set up a GoFundMe page to help with his expenses, and our thoughts and prayers out going to his family and everyone involved in the Montana Tech program, and we wish the best for Kellen Kimble. You can scan the QR code that's on your screen if you would like to help out and help support in his recovery. So again, Kellen Kimble down in the University of Utah Hospital, hopefully recovering from injuries he suffered in a car accident. And again, you can help the Kimble family by going to the GoFundMe page by scanning the QR code.
That's a sad situation. You never want to see a student athlete in that sort of situation. All our prayers and thoughts go out to him and his family. And you know, one thing about Montana and communities, you know, we support, and that's a great thing for us all to come together and help out, and again wish him a speedy recovery, and thoughts and prayers out to the family.
So first play of the second quarter, and the College of Idaho with a 2nd and goal from the 2-yard line. Boy, Byington has been as good as advertised so far in this game. And this time, Caden Young on the quarterback keeper stretches for the end zone, and he is in for the score. So the Yotes on the 2-yard touchdown run by Caden Young within an extra point of tying this game on the first play here of the second quarter. And Tyson, nothing fancy there. He just took the direct snap, picked out where he wanted to go, and took it in for 6.
And you just got to trust that offensive line. Again, they're a big unit, and they got a good push, just enough for him to break that white of the goal line.
Josh Horn in for the extra point. Horn's kick is up, and it is good. Comes with 14:55 to play here in the first quarter. And you look at the first half numbers, pretty solid really for both teams, and a good game so far from Riley Byington. 10 carries for 49 yards in that opening quarter, averaging right what he's been averaging all season, right at 5 yards per carry. And behind his running, the College of Idaho has tied this game at 7. We thought this was going to be a hard-fought, close game, and so far that has been the case.
It has, and originally, you know, both defenses were they set the tone for the game. But for the College of Idaho, what was really impressive about that series was all ball control. They ate up a lot of time on the clock. And that's the kind of College of Idaho team offense that I was prepared to look at today, and just keep feeding Byington the ball, and sooner or later they're going to open up that pass game a lot more and get a little bit give Young a little bit more time in the backfield to throw the ball.
Botch to kick it off from the 35. This is going to be returnable by Sullivan, who fields it inside the 5, up over the 15. Sullivan avoids one tackle and up over the 20 to the 22-yard line, and that's where Carroll will take over. So despite the fact we're tied at 7, really Carroll College yet to open up that offense. They got the touchdown on the special teams return by Connor Sullivan, and now we'll see what they can do. And they can score, and they are prolific on offense. The number 3 offense in the Frontier Conference. They average 32 points a game and nearly 400 yards of total offense behind Caden Hewitt, who I think has just played better each and every week as the season's gone on. He's thrown for over 2,200 yards, 27 touchdowns, and only 4 interceptions. So Hewitt on the quarterback keeper, finds a little seam, falls forward to the 29, and that is a solid gain of 7 there, so 2nd and 3.
Hewitt seemed a little bit surprised because the original call was a pass play, but looking at the receivers down the field, they were really covered up well, and his first read wasn't there, so he just tucked it and ran. The other thing, The other thing that I was taking a look at is we haven't said Ochoa's name that much yet, and I'm waiting for them to start targeting him a little bit more.
So they give him 8 on the play, 2nd and 2. Hewitt looking, now fires out there, open at the 40 to the 41-yard line. A Culchin with the catch and a first down.
That was number 21, Mason Pretty, that was on the coverage. You know, it was, the ball was a little bit short. Receiver had to go and dive for it. But it was good concentration by the wide receiver to cradle the ball for that first down.
Saints stay on the ground. Xavier Ford gets his first carry of the day. Pickup of 2 to the 45, so 2nd and 8. Hewitt's numbers have been solid this year, completing nearly 70% of his passes coming into this game. Now he's looking to pass. Yotes showing pressure. Hewitt rolls away from it, and the catch is made, and is it taken away? Or do they give it to Ochoa?
Yeah, it looks like it was an incomplete pass, placing the ball back at the original line of scrimmage. And again, that was a target for Ochoa. Okay, it was a 11-yard out route. He was able to fit between the safety and the corner. The ball was thrown perfectly, he just couldn't hold on to it. And there's Ochoa right there. He's the player of the week last week with 4 touchdowns.
3rd and 8 now from the 45. Hewitt airs this one out, and it is incomplete. Really no one back there, and Hewitt just unloaded it. Incomplete pass brings up 4th down, and Carroll College will kick this one away.
That was totally risky. Yeah, he had a lot of pressure, and when he was throwing that, he was on his back foot, leaning back, just hucking it up to where you had 2 white shirts into coverage that could have easily been intercepted. Risky play by that young man. Next time, either just take the sack or throw it out of bounds.
So 4th down, and the Saints kicking it away again. This is going to be fielded inside the 20-yard line. And a nice return back to the 35, to the 40, to the 43-yard line. And a good return and excellent field position coming up as Corbin Freeze gives the Yotes good field position. They have the football when we come back. 12:36 to play in the first half. We're tied at 7. College of Idaho with the football at the 42-yard line in a tie game. And once again, note the QR code on the bottom of your screen for Kellen Klimble, the injured Montana Tech player involved in that automobile accident. You can scan that QR code if you'd like to help for the GoFundMe page to help the family out. So the Yotes with the first down, and this time not much there as Young gets sat down for a 1-yard loss back to the 41.
You had linebacker Tomasino that blitzed right through, kind of broke up the play. But, you know, going back, that College of Idaho defense is the real deal, and I think Carroll's offense is still trying to find their footing.
So loss of 1, 2nd and 11 from the 41. Young steps up, keeps the football, and now he's going to be wrapped up and taken down for another loss on the play. So 2 plays and a loss of 2 yards. And once again, just Tomasini comes in and makes the play, so sets up 3rd and 12. Good job by that Saints defense. And the Yotes now with 3rd and long. So here we go on 3rd down. Young now looks over. Gets the call from the sideline. Rolls out to his left. Big pressure coming straight up the middle, and this one is caught at the 25-yard line and somehow lost behind everybody back there for the College of Idaho to make the catch is Travis Mariero, all alone at the 25-yard line.
There was coverage miscommunication on that. You had your outside corner getting hands-on, just kind of jamming them up at the line of scrimmage, and then backpedaling. The safety came up, okay, and they both covered the same wide receiver in the same area and allowed Mariano to get up the field and left all alone by himself.
All right, Byington with the carry down inside the 20-yard line, close to the 19. So give him 5 on the play, 2nd and 5.
And everything up to that point, that secondary for Carroll has really been stepping up. They've been having some coverage sacks, allowing the front 6 of Carroll to be able to get pressure on the quarterback, getting sacks. So that was just kind of a mistake on that secondary for that long pass play.
2nd down from the 19. Here's Byington. Hits up inside down to the 15, 14-yard line, and that should be enough for a first down. And Byington did a great job. Carroll was showing pressure up the middle, and Byington just stepped away from it, went up inside, gets the first down yardage.
That kid is a stout young man, and he just lowers his shoulder amongst right before contact, wherever the contact's coming from. He just lowers that shoulder, and he just grinds out those extra couple of yards.
First down from the 14. Under 10 to play in the first half. Young gives to Byington, who jumps outside, has got room with the 5, reaches for the end zone, and he is up and in. Riley Byington with a tremendous run from 14 yards out gives the Yotes their first lead of the afternoon.
Now this was a set play by College of Idaho. Okay. Now, Carroll was showing a lot of blitz. They were blitzing up through the center to the right of the offensive line, and there was a set play. He was handing off to the right. It was a 1 cut back to the left. Everyone was blocking down, and he got in for the touchdown.
All right, so Horn on for the extra point. Kick is up and through. Oh, no good. No good on the extra point. So Horn misses. But the Yotes have their first lead of the afternoon on the 14-yard run by Riley Byington. And with 8:52 to play in the half, Carroll College trails by 6 when we come back. Welcome back, and here is that touchdown run. Riley Byington, his 10th touchdown of the season as he goes in from 14 yards out. Extra point no good. We'll see if that comes into play later. And the College of Idaho, after coming into, which is a tough place to play. It is not easy to win any time on the road, but it is double tough to win here in Helena with this big crowd. But they got behind early on the Connor Sullivan punt return, so just like that, you're down 7-0. But absolutely no panic with this football team as the College of Idaho have come back and answered 2 unanswered touchdowns.
Well, they've really leaned on that on the run game.
Yes.
In this, this last quarter, and for Carroll, they got to figure out how to shut it down.
And a nice return by Connor Sullivan up over the 30-yard line. And the Saints now trailing 13-7.
This is a great battle, though. Number 3 offense in the Frontier against the number 1 defense. I mean, this is a good battle going back and forth, and don't count either one of these teams out, especially the way the score is 13-7. This can swing either way.
So the Saints with the football. Peter Minert in the backfield for Hewitt. Talked about the progression of Caden Hewitt this fall as the Saints quarterback. And boy, has he put up some big numbers over the last several weeks. Averages 280 yards per game throwing the football. But down here by 6 with 8:52 to play in quarter number 2.
And the coaches have been patient with them. And you can see they've been working with them. And we've seen Carroll play at the beginning of the year, and he has evolved into a great quarterback this year.
Hewitt now gets pressured in the backfield, and he is wrapped up and thrown down. Great job defensively for the Yotes on that play.
And so here, and this is what we call a coverage sack. Just for they had Gavin Vandenaker going on a streak down the field, and you had number 2 Deshaun Swafford in coverage, and it was a great coverage. There was nothing open, and so when he was looking for that as his first target, wasn't there, had to take the sack.
Incomplete pass on 2nd and 14. So just like that, the Saints forced to a 3rd and 14 for the 27. And this College of Idaho defense, boy, have they showed up big this afternoon. They come into this game, as we mentioned, giving up just 14 points a game, 78 yards is all on the ground, and under 250 yards of total offense. So they got the Saints offense where they want them on 3rd and long.
And here's where we're talking about, you got 5 defensive backs here, and they're all going to go into coverage.
More pressure. Hewitt just throws this one away. And it's another 3 and out for Carroll. So the Saints are forced to punt this one away. And that was just a dominating series by this College of Idaho defense.
And they are allowed to being able to drop more defensive backs in coverage because that front 4 of College of Idaho is so dominant, and they barely even blitz, but when they do, it's that middle linebacker. So they're able to get away with only bringing 4, maybe even 5 every once in a while, but just allowing a lot of defensive backs in coverage.
Short kick. Freeze will signal for and make the fair catch at the 37-yard line. So the Yotes with the football again, and this is a big series, I think, Tyson, right here. If you're the College of Idaho, you've got all the momentum. You've got good field position. If you can put together another drive here right before the half and extend this lead, you're going to put the Saints in a big, big hole going into the second half. For Carroll College, time to bow up, get a stop, maybe get the ball back, and put some points of their own on the board. So I think in the first half and the flow of this game that this series is big for both teams.
It is big, and Carroll's got to be able to find some sort of answer to shut down Idaho's run game. But at the same time, Idaho you don't need any home run hit. Just keep running the ball. Takes it 6 minutes off the clock.
Gibson on the carry, and he is ridden down. Good job defensively again. Larson is there to wrap him up and take him down.
And so for College of Idaho, don't try to be fancy. Stay with your game plan. Run the ball. Okay, ground and pound, waste time, get a potential score up. Not only that, but then you'd only leave Carroll with a minute or two before half.
So no gain on the play, 2nd and 10 from the 37. Young with a straight drop, now fires underneath, and that's complete pass. Pitch and catch to Torrey Watkins, and Watkins with the gain. Up over the 45 to the 47-yard line, and that's right at the first down marker. And they're going to say he's just short, just inches short.
And then you had Tom Mancini.
Oh, nope, they give him the first down.
Oh. Then you had Tom Mancini there getting out of his linebacker spot. He's been kind of everywhere. He's been on the run, shutting down the run plays, and now he's out in coverage and was able to knock the wide receiver out of bounds.
So they do give him the first down mark to the 47. Fresh set of downs. Byington back into the lineup with the carry. A good gain up over the 50-yard line. Marcus Evans from his linebacker spot. And it's in Carroll territory at the 49. So gain of 4 on the play, 2nd and 6. Winding down to the 6-minute mark of the first half. And Young. This time they stay on the ground. Close to the 45-yard line. Orlandi with the stop. And Gibson on the carry. They're going to mark him at the 44. And it'll bring up 3rd and short.
And the way that this has been playing out, you're going to be, I would imagine, coming out with another run play, leaning on that offensive line. Get those 4 yards that you need for a first down.
So the ball at the 46, 3rd and 3. Big play here for both of these teams. Carroll College would love to get the football back before the end of the first half. Young looks out to his right, now fires. A back shoulder throw is caught at the 35. And yeah, they say he brought it in as Jackson Ames, working on Larson out there, makes the catch. And Tyson, that was a perfect throw as he goes right behind the defensive back.
Well, and it was kind of an out comeback route. So he was going out, coming back towards the quarterback, and the throw was perfect. It was down and away from the defender.
1st and 10 from the 35. Big 3rd down conversion. Yotes will stay on the ground again. Reichen Echo Hawk gets his first carry of the afternoon, short gain. Young will look over. Mike Morosky, the head coach of the Yotes. 70-45 overall record. Former college and NFL quarterback. And they'll stay on the ground inside the 30 to the 28 as Echo Hawk gets the carry again, the sophomore from Pocatello, Idaho. Gain is down to the 33. So another 3rd and 3 from the 28. So another big 3rd down play here for the Yotes as they look to extend the drive. Under 3:30 to play in the first half. Byington back into the lineup, and he is hit and brought down by Orlandi on a great defensive play. Julio's also there.
Carroll played that pretty well. They ran a 4-2 front. They had 4 down linemen, but their D ends is what we call a 9 wide. So they were wide outside of that tackle box, being able to get a better angle towards the quarterback to where there was no room for Byington to go inside. He had to bump it out, and there was no room for him to go, and so they're able to get that third down run stop.
So 4th and 1, and the Yotes are going to go from the 27. And now a timeout is taken by the College of Idaho as they took a look at that. Took a look at the Carroll defense, decided to take a timeout, talk things over.
Yeah, they didn't. They lined up in formation. They saw what Carroll had, figured that play is not going to work. It's best just to call a timeout, especially with 2:32 left and you're possibly trying to get some points up on the board. I would, especially with the fourth down and short, I would imagine Carroll probably had some D linemen in the gaps that they were looking at trying to hit and called the timeout and going to relook at the playbook and see what's going to work next.
That's the second timeout of the half used by the Yotes. They've got 1 remaining, and of course the 2-minute warning. So still plenty of time on this 4th and 1. If you're looking at Josh Horn, the field goal kicker for the Yotes on the season, he's 5 of 7 with a long of 42, 71%. So they've got a good kicker. But you're in that tough area, Tyson. You're at the ball's at the 26. So you're looking at what would be a season long for him if they would go for the field goal. So they're going to try to convert this on 4th and 1, and why not when you got someone like Riley Byington in your backfield. Trey Gibson is back there with Byington now out of the direct snap. And Byington, first down. Oh, he spins out of a tackle, still on his feet, down inside the 5-yard line. And Elijah Larson saves a touchdown, or Byington's in the end zone.
So you have the Wildcat formation, direct snap to Byington, and Gibson was just your lead blocker. Okay, he takes on the first linebacker that comes into sight, and then the rest was on Byington. He slipped through 2 tackles, just a spin move, and I'll tell you why, he's a load to bring down. He's strong, looks like he probably squats a house. I mean, he's a strong kid.
Well, that play takes us down to the 2-minute warning. College of Idaho threatening to go up here big. When we come back, a 1st and goal from the 3 with 2 minutes to play in the first half. Welcome back to Nelson Stadium, where the College of Idaho has a 1st and goal from the 3, looking to extend this lead with 2 minutes to play in the first half. And again, they're going to line up Byington in the backfield on the direct snap. He's got Gibson back there with him.
And as we've seen before, Gibson's just going to be that lead blocker for him.
Byington up over the right side and lunges for the end zone, and he's in. So Byington with a good second effort. He was hit at the 1 yard line and then just kept those legs moving, gets into the end zone, and the College of Idaho extends the lead here late in the second.
And the key to this touchdown was Gibson again. Okay, Carroll had a defensive lineman coming off hard on the edge, and he was able to pick him up, because if he didn't, he would have been able to get Byington in the backfield.
So the Yotes will go for 2 here. And Young got to throw it out there. Got a wall of blockers in front of him, but this will not work at all. That play was blown up in the middle. Good job defensively by Eli Abey. And Abey and company stop the 2-point conversion, and that leaves the score at 19-7.
And Carroll College of Idaho came out with a what we call a diamond formation, 4 wide receivers to the left in this 2-point conversion try. And initially, that's what it's set up for, is a quick screen. They also brought a lineman, in motion to be able to go out there and block also. But again, Abey was able to blow that up. There wasn't a proper stock block, which means a wide receiver has to go up and block a defensive back and keep him there without holding, obviously. But Abey was able to blow that up, get around the stock block, and get the tackle so that we had a non-2-point conversion.
So Botch will come on to kick. There's still 1:55 to play in the first half, so still time for the Saints to put something together. They have all 3 timeouts remaining in the first half and plenty of clock to work with. So we will see what Carroll College dials up here, and head coach Troy Purcell. What a job Troy Purcell has done with this Carroll College team. And when you think of head coaches for the Saints, big shoes to fill. This one is short, and this is going to be returnable inside the 10-yard line by Sullivan. Breaks 1 tackle, falls forward over the 25 to the 26-yard line. And Caden Hewitt and the Saints back out on the field for offense in a game that has been dominated by this College of Idaho defense.
The key on this drive is, can Carroll give Hewitt enough time to pass? In the passing game, can they pick up the blitzes? Can they contain that front 4 of College of Idaho? That's going to be the key, giving Hewitt some time in the backfield to be able to set up and throw.
They fire it out there for Vandenaker, who makes the catch up over the 30. And a nice job to start the drive. Gavin Vandenaker, the redshirt junior out of Townsend, to the 35-yard line.
And Vandenaker, all he did was just run what we call a 7-yard hitch. So he runs out to 7 yards, pivots, runs back to 6, open up, be wide for your quarterback to throw that target to you, and then he gets out towards the sideline. So that was a good play.
Game at 9, 2nd and 1. Hewitt out into the flat. This one is it intercepted?
Yep.
Ball hit looked like it might have hit the ground, but the Yotes say no, that they've come up with the interception.
You had Vandenaker.
We'll take a look at it again. And yes, it is going to be intercepted.
Yep, Vandenaker went down to try to cradle it, couldn't catch it, bobbled it up in the air, and then you had number 21.
Mason Pretty,
just at the right place at the right time, especially for a defensive back. And it just kind of fell right into his arms. As a defensive back, you like those plays.
Ball pops right up into your arms.
Yeah, you don't have to work for it.
So, wow, what a turn here for the Yotes. They have it at the 40-yard line, first down in Carroll territory. 1:39 to play in the first half. Young looks, steps up into the pocket, now fires into the back of the end zone, and this is caught for the touchdown. Back there in double coverage. Are you kidding me? What a catch by Jackson Ames, who brings it down for the score.
I cannot believe how Ames was able to catch this ball, squeezed between 2 defenders, and come up with the touchdown. Both those defenders were right there. I was thinking that was either going to be a knockdown or a pick, and somehow that ball squeezed through for the touchdown. Good concentration by Ames, and to pull that in.
Horn on for the extra point, and what a turn of events here for the College of Idaho. This extra point is up and good. 1:30 to play in the first half, and the Yotes up the lead, and here it is one more time.
Here's the review. The ball set up. I mean, it couldn't be put anywhere perfectly than right there. And he goes up with two hands, cradles the bread basket, and again, how he was able to catch that between two defenders, amazing.
Julio and Larson had him bracketed. It was great coverage. You can't ask the defensive backs to do anything more than that. He just wanted it more. He went up, pulled it in the end zone for the touchdown.
And so you have a corner underneath playing man, and the safety was supposed to come up over the top to squeeze them, and they were there. I mean, you couldn't have done that any better as a defensive back. But as a wide receiver, being able to catch that between a tight coverage, unbelievable. Great play, good concentration. That was a heck of a throw by Young to be able to put it there where he could catch it.
Ames, 3 touchdowns coming into this game, make it 4. And that was a big one as the Yotes extend the lead to 26-7. College of Idaho ranked 15th in the country, hoping to come into Helena and steal the Western Division title with a road win this afternoon. Botch will kick this one again to Sullivan, who fields it inside the 5 to the 15 to the 20, taken down at the 21-yard line. And good special teams coverage by College of Idaho. And now decision time for Carroll College. Do you regroup and go into the locker room, or do you keep swinging here?
Well, I think you keep swinging. I mean, you have a minute 24 left. Okay, you got a timeout. Use the clock. Use your plays that you have. Get some complete passes. Get out of bounds. Work the ball down. You got plenty of time. Big thing, don't take a sack. Don't be careless with the ball. Maintain control. You can work it down, at least get 3 points.
First down, here comes pressure. Hewitt tries to roll out of it and throws it away. And again, this has been a recurring theme for this College of Idaho defense. They have pressured Hewitt all day long, forcing him out of the pocket, and he had no choice but to throw it away. So incomplete pass brings up 2nd and 10.
Salo Asai was the one that was given the pressure. And again, the big thing about that is the offensive line and the schemes of Carroll, they got to be able to give Hewitt time in the pocket.
2nd and 10 from the 20. Hewitt this time airs this one out, intended for Okulchin, incomplete pass, 3rd down. And if Carroll's not careful here, the College of Idaho is going to get the ball back again. They still have a timeout remaining, so another incomplete pass, and the Yotes presumably would get the ball back again late in the second quarter.
Well, in the series, you've already dug yourself a hole. Okay, you got 2 incomplete passes. It's 3rd and long. The best way to get here is, again, pass again, get your wide receivers knowing where the sticks are to get the first down.
So 3rd and 10, Hewitt steps up, now gets flushed out of the pocket and fires to Minert underneath, who makes the catch and out of bounds at the 25-yard line, but well short of the first down. So it's now 4th and 5, and the Saints are again forced to punt, and they should come away with good field position. Still a minute 1 to go here in the second. They've got 1 timeout in their pocket. And Klaus back at his 11-yard line to kick this one away.
So this series only took that of 23 seconds.
Yeah. Freeze is driven all the way back to the 25-yard line, but it's returnable to the 35, the 40, the 45. He's up to midfield, still on his feet to the 40. 1 man to beat and finally ridden out of bounds. Were it not for Nick Klaus, that's a touchdown. And
pushed out of bounds at the 28-yard line.
There's 2 flags on the field. One right where the tackle was and one at the 45. So
the one at the 45 was a block in the back. And so be able to see that one right away. Don't know what the second one was for.
Came right at the end of the play. Klaus with a nice job to prevent the touchdown, but again, they're going to talk about it right there at the 35-yard line, get it all sorted out, and here we go with the call. Now they're going to give Coach Morawski an explanation as to what's happened. I think it does look like it's against the College of Idaho on the return. All right, so two fouls on the play, and College of Idaho will be backed up here on what negates a great return, and the ball will be placed back at the 40-yard line.
When we look at the replay here, have it right, we missed right there. Looked like it was Dylan Wolf, number 30 for College of Idaho, that picked up the penalty.
So the ball at the 40-yard line, 45 seconds remain in the second quarter. And again, Yotes with one timeout, and Young this time rolls to his left. Orlandi shuts him down for no gain right at the line of scrimmage at the 40-yard line. So nice job out there by Braden Orlandi, who was spying on Young, never gave him a chance to get outside, and the clock now continues to tick, and they may let this go. Down to 20 seconds to play, clock continues to run, and that is going to be what looks to be the last play of the first half. And why not? College of Idaho will take it. 2 scores late in the second quarter has extended the lead to 26-7. And that will do it for the first half of football here in Helena. And how about this College of Idaho team, Tyson? They come in. Carroll College goes up by 7, 26 unanswered points.
Yeah, you go in, regroup for that of Carroll College, and come out and see what you can do.
All right, we're at halftime here in Helena. Stay with us. Our halftime show is straight ahead. You're watching college football on SWX. He's on the spare, or he's on color. He's on color. He's on Tyson's.
Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
Welcome back to Nelson Stadium here in Helena. At halftime, it's the College of Idaho leading the Fighting Saints of Carroll 26-7. Hey, pleased to be joined in the booth right now by Carroll Athletic Director Charlie Gross. And Charlie, we talked about the importance of this game at the top. Of course, the winner gets the Western Division, the automatic bid to the NAI playoffs. Same with the East for the winner. But with the expansion of the league, the East and the West, a potential for more this year, right, to be considered at-large bids going into the Frontier.
Well, it's so exciting to have 2 automatic qualifiers first.
Yeah.
And to have a structure in place that makes it very competitive for that to happen. And what a great scenario coming into this game. Both teams vying for that automatic qualifier. And College of Idaho has positioned themselves very well at halftime. But yes, you would like to think that because of the reputation of the conference, the quality of play, that there might be an at-large bid also available. So it's important to continue to play well. I don't think this game defines a season, and
right.
So there's more of the season left. So whether it's College of Idaho that has to go on and play next week, not looking at that automatic qualifier, or Carroll College, there's still something on the line. We feel it.
Yeah, and you and I were talking just before we came back. There's so much going on right now in college sports. Football, of course, not the only game in town. You've got college basketball that's underway. You got cross country wrapping up. So you got all kinds of sports that are crossing over. I know you're a busy guy, but it's an exciting time of year as well.
It really is an exciting time of the year. If you're an athletic fan and you want to go to some good local sports, just look at your local Frontier College and in town, and there's a multitude of things going on. Yeah, basketball, we're probably in the 4th or 5th game of the season. Yeah, the snow hasn't started to fly yet, but it's winter sports. We're still wrapping up our fall sports. We had our cross-country conference championships yesterday in Billings.
Yep.
Our soccer teams are competing. Actually, our women's soccer team is playing the College of Idaho soccer team at 2 o'clock today in Medford, Oregon. We've got men's soccer going, and we are fortunate to host the conference volleyball tournament starting on Thursday.
That's right, starting next week, and so that's in full swing, and of course on to the national championships from there. And so, as you mentioned, busy time, but I'll tell you, you talk about hosting. Just take a look at the setting we are at here at Nelson Stadium, your campus at Carroll College. It's a gorgeous place to visit. It's a gorgeous place to have athletic events, and a beautiful day today. It's a Chamber of Commerce Day in the capital city.
It is, and the community of Helena supports us so well, whether we are hosting a football game, a volleyball game, soccer game, basketball game. It's a wonderful place to come and compete for our visitors. They know it's going to be an exciting environment, and we try to put our best foot forward, and we love hosting athletic events.
Well, and as the AD here at Carroll, I know you'd like to see a little bit better on the scoreboard. We'll see if Carroll can't regroup in the second half. Thanks so much for taking a moment to swing by and pay a visit with us.
Thank you.
All right, Charlie Gross, Athletic Director at Carroll College. Stick around. Lots more on our halftime report here on SWX. Halftime here in Helena, 26-7 is our score. The College of Idaho on top of the home team. The Fighting Saints of Carroll College ranked 8th in the country. Western Division title on the line between these two teams as we get to the end of the regular season and the NAI playoffs looming straight ahead. Well, of course, a lot of this expansion has a lot to do with what's transpired on the football field this fall, and Frontier Conference Commissioner Scott Crawford overseeing all that's transpired this fall and what's going on. We had a chance to visit with him a little earlier this week to get his thoughts on what's happened in the Frontier this fall.
So currently the primary factors are the Massey rating, which is a strength of schedule. It's Ken Massey. A lot of people know Ken Massey and the things that he does with all of his statistical stuff. There's also what they call the FPI. It's this football percentage index that really matters as well. And then there's other factors that just come into it. It's primarily objective, but there are some subjective things that play into it. The other factor I didn't bring into is it's called the ARC. It's the Area Ratings Committee. And so we have two members of our football coaches group that belong to that. Chris Stutzry, I'm not sorry, not Chris Stutzry, but it's Tim Camp at Eastern Oregon and Pete Stanton at Dickinson State. Chris is part of our football sport committee, and I always seem to jumble those together, but Chris does a great job with that. That group works with the Sooner Athletic Conference, and they give an alignment of what the top 8 are from the two conferences, the Frontier and the Sooner. There's 3 other ARCs in the NAI as well, and they're doing that same thing. What's really important about the metrics right now is that metric has Montana Tech at number 1, Carroll at number 2, College of Idaho at number 3, Ottawa, Arizona is at 4, and then you have Montana Western at 5. We know Ottawa, Arizona is going to get in as an automatic qualifier from the Sooner Athletic Conference, but then Texas Wesleyan, their second place team, is actually below our 4th place team. That's really significant when it comes to the primary metrics of the Massey, the ARC, and that FPI. We are a really good football conference, but we're probably even better volleyball conference. The quality of volleyball in the Frontier is scary, scary good. We had a battle over the weekend at Bellevue, number 1 Providence. What a great accomplishment for the Argos to have accomplished, be rated number 1 in the country. They didn't have their best day at Bellevue. Bellevue played very, very well and got them. But for us to have the number 1 team and the number 7 team in the country in one conference is just crazy good. And then you go down to 3 through 9. We don't have an 8-team field set yet because there's too many games that still need to be played this weekend to determine who's going to be 7, 8, 6, 7, 8 potentially. You better strap your helmet on. You better put on that mouthpiece. You better be, your game face on, be ready to play no matter what game it is at any given field in the Frontier Conference on a Saturday afternoon.
Scott Crawford, Frontier Conference Commissioner. We're going to step aside for just a moment. Stay with us. Halftime rolls on here in Helena. Welcome back to Helena. College of Idaho leads at 26-7 over the Saints from Carroll College. And after a quick start for the Saints, well, it's been all Yotes after that. We'll take a look at the first half highlights, and here we go with Caden Hewitt throwing it out there to Gavin Vandenaker. Nice play there. And then Hewitt again, this time getting flushed out of the pocket. And again, a nice diving catch. But here is the first score of the game, Tyson, where Connor Sullivan, is ruled not down by contact, and he is gone. So Connor Sullivan gets it to the house. The early lead to Carroll College on this play, and all was looking good for the home team here at Nelson Stadium as Hewitt goes back to work on offense. This time, throws it out there for Carson Ochoa. They ruled that incomplete. That kind of day for Carroll in the first half.
Yeah, Caden Hewitt really had to work hard that first half.
All right, College of Idaho on the ground. There's their quarterback, Caden Young. Everyone keying on Riley Byington, and what does Young do? Well, takes it himself. And then this was a huge play here, Tyson, on the interception.
Hey, just a great heads up by the defensive back.
So here they go, and into the end zone goes Riley Byington, who had a great first half, over 100 yards rushing in that first half, second leading rusher in the Frontier Conference. Byington again with a spin move and down close to the goal line, and they just kept feeding him the rock.
And right now Byington is carrying the ball more than 6 yards to carry.
And here's Young, and this time all that running sets up what? A deep pass into the end zone, great coverage, bracketed coverage, but somehow able to come down with it for the touchdown. The Yotes scored 2 second quarter scores late to lead 26-7 at the break. Second half straight ahead. And welcome back for the start of quarter number 3 here in Helena, 26-7. And Tyson, halftime numbers, and wow, are they skewed the way of the Yotes.
It really is towards the College of Idaho. I mean, take a look at the first downs, 15-2 going College of Idaho way. Rushing yards, 145 for the Yotes, 5 for Carroll. With that being said, you have Byington that has 106 of those. And then the time of possession is 3-1, 22 there for the Yotes and 7 for Carroll.
All right, so College of Idaho gets the football to start quarter number 3, and it is crucial for the Saints to have any chance to get back into this game, Tyson, to force a 3-and-out or at least force them to punt and get the football back.
Oh, it's going to be huge in order to keep this ball out of the Yotes' hands and get it back into Carroll, so at least they get some opportunities, some chances here. Even taking a look at the quarterback battle going on, Corbin Young is thrown for 106 yards, 1 touchdown, compared to Caden Hoyt, where he's got only that of 38 yards with 1 interception. So really, these stats are really one-sided.
Well, for the College of Idaho, offensively, just do what you keep doing, right? I mean, feed the ball to Byington. Carroll has not shown that they've been able to stop him today, and he opens in the backfield with Young at quarterback, who's gone all the way. Empty backfield, they throw it inside now, and that is caught, but a nice open field tackle, not much there, and a good play by Eli Abe, and Abe makes the tackle for a short gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
The saying is, don't change what's not broken, and that offense is not broken. It's just a moving machine with that run game. It's up to Carroll's defense, and hopefully coming out at halftime, they've made some adjustments where they can shut that run down.
Gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Opening drive, third quarter. Byington. No, Young on the quarterback keeper, and finally run out of bounds at the 45-yard line. But what a great job selling the handoff to Byington and then getting to the outside for a huge gain. And again, you mentioned it in the first half, Tyson. That defense is 100% focused on shutting Byington down. So you fake to him, he gets to the edge, first down.
And that was the same play that they ran early in the first quarter where he didn't get that many yards, but it was still there. So it was nice to see them actually go back to that play, and he got even more yards this time.
First down from the 48. This time they do give it to Byington, who gets into Carroll College territory to the 47-yard line. So gain of 5, 2nd and 5. Opening drive here in the third. So in Carroll territory already here in the third quarter. Again, we talked about the importance of the Saints defense to get a stop here, trying to stem the momentum. 26 unanswered for the Yotes in this game.
And they shifted from a 3-man front to a 4-man front, just trying to shut that run down.
Byington slams up inside and just keeps those feet moving down to the 44-yard line. He's going to be short by 2 of the first down, so third down.
And this could be very pivotal for this Carroll defense to being able to get them in a punting situation, shut down this third down. As you can see, Byington just ran right up the middle, was able to get those 3-4 extra yards. It takes more than just one Carroll player to take him down.
So 3rd and 2 from the 44 of the Saints. And movement up over on the right side. We'll see what the call is. Daxon Graham jumped over the line.
And that's unusual for a cornerback to do that. I always complain about having your defensive line, jumping off sides, for the fact that they're right over the ball and they can see it.
Yeah, free play there as the penalty moves it inside the 40 to the 39, and a first down for the College of Idaho. Young, play action, now fires out here, got a man wide open at the 30-yard line, and frees all the way down to the 25 and a first down. So a nice play by Corbin Freeze, who got out there in the flat and then made a good run after the catch at the 30, tacked on 5 more, and that'll give the Yotes another first down.
And the secondary of Carroll really gave a lot of cushion, and then Freeze just being able to twist out a couple of those tackles to get those extra couple of yards. Good play by the receiver. You know, one of the big things is catch the ball. Whatever you get after the catch is a bonus.
First down gain to the 25. Eckelhawk with the carry. He's met at the 20, stays on his feet. And a nice run. Boy, it looked like Larson had him at the 20, but he spun away.
That was all just on Eckelhart on that play. Everything he did was on his own. He was able to break 2 tackles with just a stiff arm.
Eckelhawk with the carry all the way down to the 12-yard line. 1st and 10. More important for the Yotes, clock continues to roll. Winding down to 11 minutes here in the 3rd. This time, not much doing there. Good job by that Saints defensively that time as they stoned that play. And leading the way for Carroll looked like Suero again. Boy, Suero's had himself a game today.
Looking at the replay, you have Eckelhawk getting the ball, trying to fight for some extra yards. The nice thing about that is that is what we call a gang tackle. You get one defender to being able to wrap up, and then the rest finish it off.
So no gain, 2nd and 10 from the 12. Byington. How many yards does he get, Tyson, after he's initially hit? I would love to know, and I'm sure somebody charts this, but how many yards does he get over the course of a game after initial contact or after he is stopped? Because every single time he carries the football, he tacks on 2, 3, 4 yards after he's hit at the line of scrimmage.
And that's what I was going to say. Just by the eye test, initial hit, he's getting those 4 extra yards, and then that's where we talk about that gang tackle. You get one person to be able to wrap up, it gets 4, and then you got to get the other 9, 10 guys on the defense to help take them down.
3rd and 6 for the Yotes. Young, end zone, Freeze just off his hands. Boy, if he puts that ball on him, that's a touchdown.
Yeah, he overthrew that a bit, just out of the reach. A little bit more air underneath that ball, and that could have been a touchdown.
Freeze was in the corner of the end zone and open, but Young just overthrew him, so they're going to settle for 3 here. You see it again.
A little bit more air underneath that ball, and that's one thing that quarterbacks work on at practice. They put a big trash can out there, and all they do is throw and just try to make it in there. But there he just released it a little bit too high, not enough air.
25-yard field goal attempt. Spotted the ball at the 15 for Horn. And this one is going to be blocked by Carroll College. So somebody got a big paw up there and knocked it down, and the Yotes are turned away as they had it in the red zone and come away with no points. So a big defensive play by the Carroll defense. And with 9:24 to go in the 3rd, Carroll gets the football back. But for the College of Idaho, Tyson, they used up 5.5 minutes in that 3rd quarter on that drive.
And again, we took a look at those first half stats where, you know, we had that 3-1 time advantage for the Coyotes or for the Yotes, and again, that just keeps adding on. But lucky enough for Carroll, they came away with the block on the field goal.
Hewitt throws it out there, and that is complete, but not much there. Again, just great job of shutting down Ochoa after a very short gain, so 2nd down.
It's impressive by the secondary because they read and react really fast to the ball, and that's what you're taught to do. You know, you get into your coverage, you always get a pass ball call, and they react so fast once that ball's up in the air.
Ochoa, 45 catches coming into today, but he has been quiet. Minute this time is going to hit behind the line of scrimmage inside the 20-yard line. And once again, that College of Idaho defense has been so good this afternoon. Sala Asui with the stop.
Take a look at the replay. Everybody slanting to the right there by the defense. There was nothing open, no gap for the one cut from your running back, and they shut it down awfully quick.
So just like that, it's 3rd and 10 for the Saints. Hewitt again is pressured. Now this time throws incomplete. And are they going to say catch and recovery? Yes, they are. Wow, what a play defensively by Jacob Sisson. And Sisson just brought it right here.
And again, just like in the first half, it's just a bobble of the ball. It goes up in the air, and it's great awareness by Sisson to being able to get his hands out, find the ball, and cradle it before he hit the ground.
That is the second interception for the College of Idaho, and the second time, Tyson, that the ball literally popped into his hands.
And the problem with stats, it goes under Hewitt as an interception.
It's going to show 2 picks.
Yep.
So here we are with the Yotes back in business in the red zone from the 15. Young, he's got all kinds of room if he wants to run, and now just throws it away. That was interesting. I thought Young could have probably ran for 5 or 10 yards, but instead just decided to throw it away. It's incomplete pass, brings up 2nd down.
Sometimes you hear those feet around you, and you feel that pressure, or you sense a pressure, and so you're trying to push the play a little bit faster. And he had plenty of running room in front of him, but he chose just to throw it away.
2nd and 10, ball at the 15. Young on the give to Byington, and Byington met right at the line of scrimmage. And again, that's just a great job defensively for the Saints. And down at the bottom of that pile is again Suero. And also in on the stop, Henry Gross. So far in the third, Saints defense doing a little bit better job containing Byington, but boy, you just can't completely stop them. And here we go with a 3rd and 9.
Well, it's a two-headed beast. I mean, what are you going to shut down, the pass or the run? They're choosing the run, leaving open the pass.
Well, this is all straight up man coverage over here. Young now feels pressure, and he is going to throws this one up for grabs. Dangerous pass. Great pressure by Graham.
Yeah, very risky pass, especially down in the red zone like that. Best thing to do, again, would just probably throw it away or just try to run and get some yards and just allow your field goal team to come out.
So Horn's going to try again. Remember, on his last attempt, it was blocked from the 15. This will be spotted at the 21-yard line. So this will be a 31-yard field goal for Josh Horn. He's 5 of 7 on the season, 71%, has hit from 42. This from 31. Got plenty of leg. It is up, and it is through. So Josh Horn on the 31-yard field goal extends the lead. And with 6:58 to play here in the third, it's the Yotes, the College of Idaho, leading Carroll 29-7. Today's Frontier Conference football matchup is brought to you in part by the Frontier Conference. The Frontier Conference, where champions are born. And the College of Idaho, well, their football team looks to be champions today and capture the West Division title if they can hang on. Up 29-7, really dominating this game, Tyson, as we talked about. The Saints, the home team, with that early 7-0 lead, 29 unanswered now for the College of Idaho, and you could just point to the defense of the Yotes that's been the story today. Carroll really has been unable to muster any kind of offense against this dominant defensive team. This ball comes down to Sullivan inside the 10-yard line. Sully will bring it back over the 20. He's got room to the 30, still on his feet to the 40, to the 45, to the 50, and out of bounds at the 38-yard line where he stepped out of bounds. But again, the special teams player of the week in the Frontier Conference, showing you why, as he gets a tremendous return here and good field position. He was the young man that had the 50-yard return last week that set up for the game-winning touchdown for Carroll as they hung on to win in last week's game. And there you see the right foot. Yep.
The interesting part is Sullivan has more individual yards than the offense together.
Yep, he's been effective, giving them good field position. Redshirt junior, Glacier High School, played under Grady Bennett. That's a pretty good high school coach to play for.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah, I would have loved to play under Grady Bennett. What a great guy, a great coach. Does a lot of good things.
Oh, here's a wide open look to the tight end inside the 30 as Ty Wilkinson, the redshirt freshman, goes down the seam. He's wide open and a big gainer for the Saints.
And all he did was release from his three-point position. As you can see, he gets up, he gets behind the linebackers onto the seam and up the field, breaks one tackle, gets about 6 more yards.
First down, Hewitt pumps, now fires, goes for Lincoln Holmes in the end zone, incomplete. Deshaun Swafford back there in coverage for the Yotes, and a nice job defensively as Holmes, I think that's the first time he's been targeted this afternoon.
Yeah, and Swafford, great coverage. He was stayed on his inside hip, didn't allow him to break back in towards the ball. Good coverage by that young man out on an island by himself.
Well, Saints absolutely have to come away with points here. On second down, Hewitt. Pressure comes right up the middle. Ochoa with the catch, but a massive hit put on by number 44. That's Mason Michelle, the defensive end, who makes a big, big play.
Ochoa's be like, don't throw that pass again.
Ochoa's a big boy, and he took a shot, and the result is no gain on the play. 3rd and 10 now from the 27. Huge play here for the Saints offense. Hewitt throws underneath to Ochoa across the middle, who makes the catch, but they're going to be short of the first down. Nice tackle by Tanner Steele.
Looks like Carroll's kind of opened up that playbook a little bit, and the key so far is just being able to give Hewitt the time to throw.
So here we go, 4th and 4. Under 5 minutes to play in the 3rd. Saints need to convert this to keep the drive alive. They motion Holmes across. Hewitt looks that way, finds him, and a first down pass and catch. Nicely done. They brought Lincoln Holmes across and just ran the short little out, knew where the first down marker was, and converts first down.
And that's just a half rollout, running the same way as your wide receiver, being able to get a good view of the throwing alley and getting the ball on target for the first down. That's critical, especially for Carroll right now.
So the ball sits just inside the 14 in the red zone. First down for the Saints. Hewitt looks, end zone, and incomplete, intended for Vandenaker. Incomplete pass. Carroll College, very good in the red zone. 31 of 36. They've come away with points, 28 touchdowns in 36 attempts, and they could use a touchdown right here.
Yeah, this is for Carroll, 4-down territory. You can't go away with 3 points. You got to be able to get the 7 just so that you can jump back into this game.
Wilkinson comes back in for Carroll at tight end. Hewitt looks over for the play. 2nd and 10. And Hewitt. And the give is to Xavier Ford. And Ford is wrapped up for a very short gain. Brought down by Sisson. And that sets up 3rd down. The gain is down to the 12. 3rd and 8. Well, they've already converted 1 4th down in this drive. Tyson, will see what they come up with here on 3rd and 8. As you said, 4-down territory. And now a timeout is going to be taken by the Yotes.
They don't necessarily need to get a touchdown, but they can get another 1st down to make it 1st and goal.
All right, timeout on the field. We'll take one as well. 3:44 to play in the 3rd. 3rd and 8 for Carroll when we come back. Carroll College facing a 3rd and 8 from the 12-yard line. Trying to cut into this College of Idaho lead here in the 3rd with 3:44 to play. Still plenty of time. And here we go for Caden Hewitt. He could use something big right here. Hewitt got time, now fires, and there is a flag on the play, and this is going to be interference on Wilkinson. Looked like contact was made, Tyson, well prior to the ball being delivered.
Yeah, and sometimes as a defensive back, you can't help it when your feet get tangled up and the receiver goes down. But it's a big break for Carroll College.
Sure is. It moves the ball all the way down inside the 5 to the 2. So, and there it is one more time. Yeah, no doubt about it.
It's not like he purposely was grabbing on, holding, anything like that. It's just your feet get tangled up sometimes, and for the worst luck of a defensive back, it always gets called on you.
Trey Jorgensen was flagged for the interference. 1st and goal. Minert into the end zone for the touchdown. So the Saints answer. Peter Minert scores his 6th touchdown of the season, taken in from 2 yards out. 29 now to 13. And we'll see if Carroll lines up for 2 here. And looks like they will go for the 2-point conversion. Still a 2-possession game as it stands, but this would make things a whole lot easier if they can convert the 2-point conversion. And they bring Holmes across again. Now they throw back the other way, and Ochoa just simply dropped it in the end zone. That was a well-designed play as they rolled right, and then Hewitt pulls up, throws clear back the other way to Ochoa, who just can't hang on to it. So we'll step aside with 3:34 to go here in the third. Saints are back on the board. They trail the Yotes 29-13 in Helena. Peter Minert breathes life into this Carroll College team with the 2-yard touchdown run. And Tyson, nothing real fancy there, right? Just smash mouth football.
Yep, nothing there. And, that whole drive started with the return with Sullivan.
That's right.
And then Carroll really leaned on their passing game to move the ball down the field. On that 2-point conversion, Ochoa, in the back of his mind, was hoping that he can get that back.
So the missed 2-point conversion leaves it at 29-13. And now we'll see if the Saints defense can rise up here and force a stop on this College of Idaho unit, which comes back out on offense. So a little momentum beginning to shift Carroll's way. And I think one of the other things they did well, Tyson, is they recognized all the pressure on Hewitt and okay, let's just stop trying to drop back with that. And let's just quick passes. And that last drive, they did just that.
And a lot of those plays were half rollouts. They were getting them out of the pocket, letting them run away from the pressure, get good receivers in 5 to 10 yard increments, and just slowly just chopping away down on that series. So it's a good play calling, being able to get him and rolling him out of the pocket.
First down. And there again, we've talked about it, is Byington again gets hit right at the line of scrimmage. And what does he wind up getting? A gain of 7 on the play. And he is coming out now, hobbling off the field. That's not good if you're the Yotes coaching staff, but picks up 7 on the play, 2nd and 3. And this is where, too, when you have a lead and you're in the second half of a game, this is where if your bread and butter is running the football, that's a huge advantage.
It is, because you're just killing clock.
Yeah.
Getting first downs, killing clock. But also at the same time, with the lead like this, you don't want to become comfortable.
Young, quarterback keeper. He's going to be stopped short of the first down. Henry Gross, they'll see where they mark it. Yes, they do give him the first down. So Young does a great job to move the chains to the 36. Gross on the tackle, and you see they're working on Byington, and it looks like, probably a cramp, right?
Yeah, a calf cramp, and that kid's been working hard.
Yeah.
He has not probably been drinking enough water.
Well, that's good news for the Yotes. And they stay on the ground. Here we go. pushing that pile, and that has been Yotes football today. Trey Gibson lugging it. Gibson takes it over the 40-yard line to the 41. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5. Just 4 and 5 yards every time they touch the football. And that is how you use clock, control tempo, control the game as we're under 2 minutes to play here in the third.
And this is a 1-2 punch. I mean, Byington is out, but Gibson's in, and he's doing just as well.
This time Young on the keeper. They swing it out there, and that's complete up over midfield for another first down for the Yotes. Well-designed play. Pretty safe to Torrey Watkins. Watkins just sliding across, gets up over midfield, and a first down all the way down to the 47 of Carroll.
And that's an unfair matchup for the fact that you have a linebacker trying to cover him, and you're going to have a difference in speed, and for a linebacker to come from their position on an out route is very difficult to cover.
Clock continues to move. Well, time of possession has been huge in favor of the Yotes. They had it for 22 minutes in the first half to 7, and the third quarter's been more of the same. First down. Up over the left side. Another solid gain down to the 41-yard line. So a gain of 6. That's Byington back in the game. Picks up 6, 2nd and 4. Look at that. Run after contact.
Yeah. And Coyotes are looking, or the Yotes are looking at just pounding the ball right now and just rotating both Gibson and Byington in and out, getting fresh legs in there all the time. And it's going to be a running game that's going to be hard to stop.
2nd and 4, under 30 seconds to play in the third. Gibson met at the 40, and they're going to mark him at the 39, so call him a yard short. Gain of 3, 3rd and 1.
This will be huge for this defensive unit to be able to stop them in this third down.
And that is going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. Carroll College wins that battle on the scoreboard, a touchdown to a field goal, but still trailing 29-13. Back with the start of the fourth after this. You're watching college football in the Frontier Conference on SWX. Our keys to the game today brought to you by Butte Auto. Easy to find off I-90 at the Harrison Avenue exit in Butte. Find your next ride at Butte Auto. So here we go. with the start of the fourth quarter. Third and 1 from the 41. And they've got Byington in there on the direct snap. Byington, I don't know. I think he's short. That's just a great job defensively by Carroll.
And the spot of the ball by the refs, yeah, they call him short.
Yeah. And underneath that pile for Carroll College was Brett Tomasini, and I think he just blew the play up by submarining the low, and yeah, it's fourth down. And this is a hugely important play here, as it looks like the Yotes will go.
This will be a huge stop for this defensive unit, being able to get the ball back into the offensive hands.
So it's Byington again, as they have all the confidence, and now going to be a timeout taken by the Yotes. So College of Idaho will use their first timeout of this second half, as they had Byington lined up again.
Well, the Yotes didn't like what they saw.
All right, 4th and 1 when we come back, 14:15 to play here in Helena. College of Idaho with a 4th and 1 from the 41. As the Saints try to get the ball back, trailing 29-13. Byington lines up to take the snap. Let's see if they go right back again. And Byington this time gets the surge and the first down to the 35-yard line. And it's all about that surge, that offensive line, Tyson, that simply pushed everyone back and really made that look easy.
And that front five, they're strong. They're getting a good push, two yards past the line of scrimmage. And when you're allowing that to happen, you're going to lose that battle every time, especially with the 1-2 punch of the backfield with the Yotes. They're on that first contact, they're going to get another 5 yards out of that.
First down from the 35. Oh, and shooting the gap is Orlandi. What a nice play. Shoots the gap, makes the tackle for loss to the 36-yard line.
And Orlandi just came up from his safety position, and that's a play that they have in their scheme of things, and he was able to shoot up, read the play, closest ball near to him, and get the tackle. So good heads-up play by him.
3.5 tackles for loss coming in, make it 4.5 after that one. 2nd and 11. Young, it throws to Freeze out there in the flat, and Freeze falls forward to the 38-yard line, and that's going to bring up 3rd and long.
And this is what Carroll needs to do, is put the Yotes in a 3rd and long type of situation. Hopefully not giving any here on the next play and allowing the Yotes to punt.
So just a pickup of 2, 3rd and 8, ball at the 33. Well, and now everyone doing a little finger pointing. So that'll back the Yotes up 5 yards. Now, this is big for another reason, Tyson, that 2-possession game right now, a field goal makes it a 3-possession game. So College of Idaho down there at the 33, you know, you don't need much more. 5-6 yards and a field goal attempt, and you can make it a 3-possession game. But now the ball back at the 38, 3rd and 13, under 12 to play here in the 4th. Rolling pocket for Young. Feels pressure. Ball is on the ground. And we'll see if the College of Idaho was able to jump on it. Henry Gross came in and took a whack at it.
And Young was trying to do a little bit too much. And he was a little careless with the ball, holding on to it with one hand. And this is a huge break for that Carroll Saints defense.
Yeah, well, a nice job, too, to get pressure on Young and force the punt. That's the big thing. They were down at the 33 and a 3rd down, and now forced to punt from the 44. And if I'm Josh Horn, I am not kicking it to Connor Sullivan. Sullivan would love a chance, and Horn angles this to the sideline, and pretty good kick. Let's see where they mark it. Oh boy, right at the 5-yard line. So a great job by Horn to pin Carroll deep in their own end. But still a lot of time left here in the 4th. 11:01 to play. Carroll College with the football 95 yards away from another score. Hey folks, just a reminder to please join us for This Week in the Frontier Conference. Myself along with Bobby Beers bringing you all the action around the Frontier, scores, highlights, standings, Thursdays at 7 o'clock on SWX. So here come the Saints now, trailing 29-13 from the 5-yard line. Still very much in this game for a while, Tyson. It looked like College of Idaho was just going to assume complete control. But that was a nice job there defensively as Minert goes down, and a loss on the play. That's big number 94, Tucker French. And French with the tackle. French, one of those active guys, 7 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks on the season. And he gets another one there.
He got off the ball awfully quick. It was a slant call, so he went between the guard and the center, and neither one of them could pick him up because he got through so fast for the tackle for loss.
So 2nd and 14 now, and the Saints just trying to get a little breathing room here. But again, the clock is not your friend if you're Carroll College down 29-13. Played their way back into this game with the touchdown, but somehow have to find a way to get out of the shadow of their own end zone, get a drive put together, and see if they can't come up with a couple more stops on defense. Let's see what they bring here.
They got trips to the right, so we got 3 wide receivers to the near screen.
Here's Hewitt in the end zone, fires out there complete, stretching for the first down. Achulkin, and let's see if he's got it. Boy, I think he does.
The ball was right there on the first down marker. Yep, they're giving it to him.
What a heads-up play by the wide receiver. He knows right where the marker is and then reaches with his hand.
And so what they did is they just isolated him. So it was one-on-one coverage on the backside.
Leads the team in receptions, and they go outside to Vandenaker. Vandenaker spun around at the 20-yard line. Not much doing there. Good job by Mason Pretty. And Pretty puts him down at the 20, so they give him 4 on the play, so 2nd and 6. More important, clock continues to run under 9 and counting, but the Saints get a little breathing room here. 2nd down, Hewitt gets good protection for Ochoa, and somehow he is able to bring that ball down at the 50-yard line. Man, what a reception by Carson Ochoa, and a first down for the Saints.
They had a doubles formation, and Ochoa was lined up in the slot position, went straight up the seam, and he was able to reach over the defender to grab the ball. That was his biggest play of the day.
First down from midfield, underneath, intended for Ochoa again. Big contact in there in the secondary. Tanner Steele puts the lumber on him.
Ochoa's a little slow getting up.
Well, he's taken some big shots today.
Yes, he has.
He took one in the first half that would have sent a lot of guys to the sideline.
Maybe even the emergency room.
Wow, he has taken some big hits. 2nd and 10. The Saints continue to fight, scratch, and claw their way back into this one. Here's Hewitt. Pressure straight up the middle, wrapped up and sent down. Wyatt Vining comes in from his defensive end position, and Vining, the redshirt freshman from Council, Idaho, a big loss back to the 42.
They had a twist there where the inside tackle went to the outside to where you had 2 offensive linemen picking him up. Then your D-end came around underneath, wide open lane, nowhere for Young to go.
3rd and 17. Hewitt now feels pressure, rolls out of it, tripped up and taken down on a shoestring tackle by Sam Lowings. And Lowings with a monster play drops Hewitt back to the 35, and now it's 4th and a mile.
The Yotes came out with a lot of stunts up front, and Hewitt just did not know where they were going to be coming from.
And I think with the way the College of Idaho defense is played, maybe they feel like they have no choice. But this is 4th and 25. I mean, they have got a long way to go. We'll see what they do. Now they're going to bring the punting unit in. And I wondered about that. I mean, that's really
a long ways to go.
That's too far. And now timeout taken by Carroll. They left the offense on for the moment and then tried to rush the punting unit on and are forced to use a timeout.
I think their idea of the whole thing was probably go and spread, throw the ball down the field, hoping for a completion, or maybe even a personal interference call by defensive back that would give them 15 yards and a first down. He may come out with his offensive unit again.
I would see on, if you're 4th and 10 or 4th and under 10, yeah, go for it. But 4th and 25,
That's a long ways to go.
It is. So we'll see. I mean, you know, you're down big. You haven't been able to be really effective, and it looks like they're bringing the offense back on.
They may just be praying for a Hail Mary and hope something good comes out of it.
A deep pass that's intercepted, that's as good as a punt.
And sometimes with offensive-minded coordinators, a screen, get some yards that way. But this is an awful long way to go.
4th and 25. Hewitt throws it out here, and this is going to be intercepted at the 36-yard line. No chance at all for the catch. Deshaun Swafford on the underthrown ball gets the interception. So the College of Idaho gets the football back, and there it is again. And
there's a little bit of miscommunication. Hewitt was thinking that your receiver was going to cut back for the ball. Instead, the receiver just kept going on a streak down the field.
McCulchin looked like he was running an out and up, and ball just underthrown. So with 6:53 to play in this one, and the Yotes leading by 16, and the kind of running game they have, this is the kind of game where you can really salt things away.
And they've been carrying the ball for about 5 minutes on each series, and this would drop us down below the two minute.
Byington just takes on tacklers and keeps churning. Takes it up over the 45 to the 47-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play, 2nd and 5. 6.5 to go in the 4th.
And for the Yotes, I would imagine they're going to run that play clock down.
Try
to take off as much time on the game clock.
And they will. They'll wisely use that play clock because it's down to 10. And Byington again up over midfield into Carroll College territory, and a first down for the Yotes to the 45. Talked about Mike Morawski, the head coach of the College of Idaho. He's had great success with this program. Made the quarterfinals in the NAIA playoffs in 2019. He was coach of the year. Went to the playoffs again in 2023, made the semis. Played quarterback for UC Davis back in the day in the 70s. And then was drafted in the 6th round by the Atlanta Falcons and was a pretty good backup quarterback in the NFL. 8 seasons in all before he turned back to coaching. Byington straight ahead to the 44. Pickup of 2, 2nd and 8. Winding down to the 5-minute mark. I'll be interested, Tyson, to see time of possession at the end of this game, and it is going to be so heavy in favor of the College of Idaho in able to do what they've done today, and that is simply control the game by running the ball.
Well, after the 3rd quarter, they had 33 minutes. Well, they're reaching there about the 40 minutes in this game.
Now this one is aired out there and deep, incomplete pass. They went for it all, trying to get it to Jackson Ames. So a rare pass here brings up 3rd and 8. Third down and 8 for Caden Young and the College of Idaho. Trying to come into the hostile environment here at Nelson Stadium. One of the toughest places to play if you're a visiting team. From the 44. Byington's got some room, stays on his feet to the 30. Byington to the 25 to the 20, to the 15, down inside the 10, and finally taken down, but what a run before he's finally corralled by Elijah Larson inside the 10-yard line.
And Byington being 3rd and 8 and getting what he did to get the first down and extend this drive. He had 2 defensive backs that were getting into the tackle, and they both collided with one another, letting him open again and got all the way down to the 6-yard line.
So that could be the backbreaker for Carroll. As the Yotes are back in the red zone, 1st and goal from the 6. Under 4 to play. Young. Up inside, touchdown. And I think Carroll College is a tired defense right now.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about time of possession for the offense, but it goes along with that of the defense, and they've been out there for that 35, 40 minutes of this game. They are getting tired. They're getting fatigued, and when you got 2 running backs in Byington and Gibson running the ball, it's hard to get those tackles.
Yeah, that's going to send a lot of the fans here to the exits as the Yotes tack on 6 more, 35-13. Extra point by Horn is up and through. 3:48 to play here in the 4th. Time of possession, and that leads to the fatigue on this Carroll defense for sure.
Oh yeah, they're tired, and you can't sub groups in, all the time, and they're a little slow coming back to the sideline, and we're about 40 minutes with possession for the Yotes, and defensively, that's tough. And I've been on teams like that. We're on the same side as the Yotes, where you're constantly scoring, and as soon as you got to the sideline, our offense would score, and we'd be back out again, and it does get tiring after a while.
Well, for Saints fans, not all is lost by a long shot. If the Yotes hang on, that'll snap Carroll's 6-game winning streak. But for the Saints, 1 game remaining against Eastern Oregon. And if the College of Idaho would win the West, still a very, very strong possibility for Carroll College to pick up an at-large.
And go on the road.
And for the NAIA playoffs. And having that number 8 ranking, they'll drop some, of course, but they still have a very, very good shot of reaching the postseason. Both of these teams, obviously the winner gets the auto bid. The loser of this game appears to be Carroll, would look for an at-large. And these two, along with Montana Tech and Montana Western, with an outside shot still in the mix.
And it just shows how tough overall this Frontier Conference has become. When you're able to get 3, possibly 4 into the NAIA playoffs, speaks volumes for the conference, the teams, the commissioner, all of that. And, and then also at the same time, even looking at adding teams.
Right. Oh, and Ochoa is hammered again, and they'll say incomplete pass. Boy, Carson Ochoa has taken some pops today.
Talk about an ice bath. He's going to need that in a lot of Advil.
So they say incomplete pass. 2nd down. And here it is again. Just good pressure all day long.
And he doesn't have the time to be able to catch the ball and bring it in. He gets hit immediately without getting possession of the ball. And, yeah, he's going to be a sore kid waking up tomorrow morning.
Tanner Steele, a nice hit. And now they go out here to the flat. But that is going to go almost nowhere. Xavier Field comes out of the backfield, makes the catch, but taken out of bounds. You look at this Carroll team and what they haven't been able to do, minus 12 yards rushing in the 4th quarter. Everything they've gotten on offense has been behind the arm of Caden Hewitt, who's really, he's been under pressure all day long, and trailing 36-13, as a defensive player, they're just going to dial it up the rest of the afternoon.
Yeah. You just have that confidence as a defensive player that you're going to be shutting the team out and coming out with the win.
This one for Lincoln Holmes, who makes the catch at the 4. No, they say he's out of bounds. So Holmes with a beautiful catch, but they say no, and so it'll come back and bring up 3rd down, but a nice effort by Lincoln Holmes.
So you get the throw, and no, he had great time to catch the ball, but when he landed, he just couldn't keep it in his possession. Ball bounced out of bounds, and Carroll has 92 yards.
Total offense, folks.
Yep.
That is pretty remarkable.
When only at halftime they only had 5.
Yeah, for the league's number 1 defense. 3rd and 10, 4th down rather. And Hewitt slings it out to the 45-yard line, and no. So the Yotes will take over on downs and are going to put this one in the win column. And by doing so, the College of Idaho will win the Western Division and pick up the automatic bid to the NAIA playoffs when the field is announced. They should be joined, we think, by Montana Tech in the East, although it's not official, but the Ore Diggers all but wrapping up the East. So those would be your 2 automatic qualifiers. Then you start to look at the at-large picture, and Carroll College figures hugely into that scenario, along with Montana Western and even Dakota State. No one's really talked about Dakota State, but they're right there at 6-2 and a game behind Tech. So here we go with 2:35. Byington taken down. You know, if I'm Coach Morosky, I'm thinking about taking Byington out of the game.
At this point in time, you want to take out a lot of your players just to save them. Injuries can happen at any time, just running off and on the field. And so, yeah, start getting your backups in, get them a little bit of playing time.
That'll take us down to the 2-minute warning. And the College of Idaho about to put an exclamation point on a big win today here in Helena. 2 minutes remain between the Saints and the College of Idaho. We're back with it after this. Two minutes remain in this one. The College of Idaho are going to leave Helena with a win and the West Division title, 36-13, our score. Hey, how about this College of Idaho basketball team? You know, they've won 2 of the last 3 NAI national championships, coached by Colby Blaine, who got his start coaching under Hall of Fame coach Steve Keller at Montana Western, and a great Montana connection with his national championship team. 3 players from the Treasure State are on that team. Alex Germer out of Missoula Sentinel transferred to the College of Idaho from Montana State. Dougie Peoples from Butte Central. Ray Johnson from Missoula Loyola. There's flags all over the place. Going to get a personal foul here. But those 3 players, all with Montana connections. Last year, College of Idaho finished with a 35-2 record, 21-1 in conference, and they beat Oklahoma Wesleyan University for the title 93-65. So College of Idaho got it going on right now with a great basketball program and this football team, which is about ready to march into the postseason in the NAI playoffs. So those penalties will offset. They'll replay the down, and he gets to take a knee time for College of Idaho. But again, we've talked about Carroll College and their path to the NAI remains very, very much alive. They need to win next week to close out the season. They would finish with an 8-2 mark. Couple of quick scores for you. Dakota State beats Rocky today 38-7, so that's win number 7 for Dakota State. Valley City beats MSU Northern 13-7, and Montana Tech over Dickinson 31-0. So they do indeed win the East and join the College of Idaho. Montana Western wins over Arizona Christian, which they had to do today, 66-14. And Byington again picks up the first down. Yeah, I'm getting him out of there right now. I mean, the last thing you want to do is have that kid roll an ankle when you have already won this game.
Well, he's had a huge workload.
Well, he has, yeah.
And getting him out, especially when he's fatigued and what he's done today, it's a good call by the coach to get them out, especially if you're just going to run the ball and kill clock. There's no reason for him to be in there.
Here we go with victory formation as they'll take a snap. And what a great effort by this team that got behind, as we mentioned, 7-0, and then came up with 29 unanswered. Carroll came back in the third to score a touchdown. Got it to within a 2-possession game, but then the Yotes with a fourth quarter score to ice it and get this win. So now things begin to sort out in the Frontier Conference as we have our division champions, Montana Tech, College of Idaho, and then you've got Dakota State, Montana Western, and Carroll, all hoping they get their name called on the selection show. And you see the Yotes, pretty happy bunch of guys.
They are celebrating.
Oh, they are. Coming over from the Spud State and put one on Carroll College today, 36-13, the final score. And, they're as good as advertised, Tyson. I mean, you looked at their numbers on paper when we were getting ready for this game, and they really are a solid unit. And I mean on both sides of the ball. And not just their great defense, but, man, on offense, they can do it.
Offensively, they're putting up numbers. They really rely on that run game, which is no joke. And, the saying is defense wins championships, and having the number one defense going into the next couple of games into the playoffs, that's going to talk huge. And other teams that they're possibly going to play are going to see that, and they're going to have to prepare really well offensively to go against this number one defense.
A lot of teams have flashy offenses and they sling the ball around, but at the end of the day, great defense and running the football a lot of times carries the day. And if you look at the two champions in the Frontier, what do? They run the ball. Byington for College of Idaho, Wykees Johnson for Montana Tech. Both teams are good defensively. And so that sets the table for us as we wrap up the regular season and now look ahead to the postseason right here on SWX. Don't know where we will be going or where we'll be, but look at the numbers, Tyson, on that guy. There's two that really stand out to me. What do you see?
Well, the two that really stand out is the first downs. Yotes had 26-8, and then you had that of net rushing, -7, unheard of in college football at the end of a game, compared to the Yotes of having 281 rushing yards. And then when it comes to possession of the total possession of the game, 44 minutes there for the Yotes and 17 for the Saints, and so it was totally one-sided when you look at this on paper.
Yeah, and the numbers reflect the score clearly, and so a nice win for this College of Idaho unit. And for Carroll College, hey, regroup. You got one big game ahead of you next week against Eastern Oregon, and that's no easy out either. So Carroll College needs to win as they drop to 7-2, their first loss in conference play. You get a win next week, they could finish with an 8-2 mark and still remain in the mix for the postseason. Well, that's going to do it from our state capital here in Helena. Once again, the final score, College of Idaho takes down Carroll College 36-13. Thanks so much to our talented crew that works so hard to bring you all the sights and sounds of college football in the Frontier Conference. You guys do a great job, and a big thanks to the guys in the truck as well. We appreciate you more than you know. So for Tyson Byers, I'm Chris Byers saying thanks for watching, and so long from Helena.